America, are you okay? I keep seeing so many videos on my feed of people left and right saying, man, we gotta get the F out of America. It's getting bad. I'm getting tired of working a 9 to 5. And I'm like, you're just now deciding to do that? Right when we're at the peak of everything just going into shit. Let me tell you a story before I left the States. So I was already doing well. I had a 6-figure business, and being where I was in North Dakota, there is absolutely nothing to do. So it's basically like nothing but small town mentality, and we already know how toxic most Americans are anyway. Crabs in the bucket mentality, and if you are doing better than the next guy, then it's obviously someone's gonna lose their shit and just keep on, pressing you. But it got to a point where I just kind of got tired of just having answered the same questions, got tired of everyone getting in my business, got tired of all the envy, all the jealousy, because, people don't like to see young people succeed. And I'm sitting here watching people in their 50s, 60s, 70s still struggling, still working like 24 hours a day for freaking 7 days a week, and only, well, not 7 days, 5 days a week, and only getting like 2 days to do anything. Now, I've worked those crazy hours before. I have not been employed for about 2 years, because I had my business for a year, and then I moved out, and I moved abroad, and I still have not been employed. I do my own thing, and there's no way I could deal with like the employment issue here. Now, I see a lot of people struggling with the job market, trying to apply for jobs. Nobody's hiring, and every time you look at the news, there's about 6,000, maybe 10,000 people getting laid off. I mean, it's not getting better. It's only going to get worse, like I said in my last video. So the only thing you can probably do is try to figure out a different source, maybe like freelancing and YouTube, of course. There's plenty of people making money on YouTube, but it takes a lot of commitment and time. I'm not even monetized yet, but a lot of my friends are. So I hopped on the YouTube train because they were doing it. And if I could succeed with like running my very first 6-figure business, I'm pretty sure I can succeed at anything else I do. But one thing, it's best to just save up whatever you have and like just get out, because it's not going to get any better. It's basically the walls are caving in around you, and you're not going to have anywhere to go. You're going to be stuck. I mean, imagine 5 years later, the same position. Imagine yourself at where you're at currently, and multiply that by 2. You're probably going to be there for like 5 years, 10 years. Well, actually, with all the layoffs and everything, you can't even guarantee that. But you're still going to be in the same position, maybe even further down. So my smartest decision before things got worse was just leaving, because I was in a industry that made me go homeless the very first time. And it was a field that you would not even think that your job could be jeopardized. But due to politics, yes, it was jeopardized. And next, I was out of a job because living paycheck to paycheck. I was homeless. I had nowhere else to go. So, guess what I did? Got back in that same field. But this time, it was booming. It was going pretty good. Started my business out of it. And when I ran that business for a year, I jetted out, because I'm not being because last time, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. However that saying goes. But I'm not repeating the second time. I'm not going to be homeless again. It doesn't matter if I was making 6 figures. 6 figures will disappear in a heartbeat in the heartland of America. because everything is parasitic. Car notes, insurance, medical insurance, your subscriptions for like all your everything that entertains you. You might get pulled over, gotta pay a ticket. Basically, there's basically a hiccup with every single thing you do. No matter what you do. Imagine working for free. That's the average American. The average American is basically working for free because your bills are basic. They're not doing anything for you. Of course, you got to pay rent, but that's like half. That's like 3/4 of your paycheck. Your rent. Not really, but maybe like it's a large portion of your paycheck, and by the time you get done with all your bills, you don't have anything left over. Maybe buying groceries, but like, what else can you do? You can't do anything. And then the funny thing is the minimum wage. Oh, minimum wage. You are underneath the market. You can't even. You might as well be living in your car, which is also a trend. So here's the thing. These current times are making these trends like sleeping in a storage union, or not union, living in a storage unit, living in your vehicle, living in the van. Living in a van is starting to become a thing. And then also living or moving abroad. That's another thing. That's another trend. There are a lot of Americans just leaving because it's not suitable to live in an environment. Not only is it financially, but also mentally. Because you got so many crabs in a bucket kind of, people in America that wants to keep you down, and they do everything it's nothing but just hate. Just, it's already bad enough we got a race war going on now. Like, it was bad enough with the gender war thing, now it's a race war. I mean, we're literally going backwards. Now it's even more unpleasant to be out and about, because now you got to worry about how much how much you're really hated just existing. But it's ridiculous. I mean, ever since I moved abroad, I have never had to worry about any of those issues again. Like, I pay like 4 things, not 20 things. I pay 4 things. All I run into is polite people. I don't have to worry about keeping my walls up. I don't have to worry about, am I going to have to like, not defend myself, but have comebacks, or am I going to have to defend myself off from some rude a-hole? But no. Only in America do you look at someone the wrong way one time, and that could be your last day on Earth. Depending on where you are, what state you are, because there are some really dangerous neighborhoods, places where crime is skyrocketing. And you probably wonder why the crime rate just keeps going up. Well, as the economy keeps getting worse, of course crime is going to go up. I mean, now people are just like busting in the stores and just taking stuff. I mean, nobody's written. The parenting thing is also another issue. Like, parents are not being parents anymore. I mean, you basically can't even raise your own kids anymore. The government's raising your kids, not the parents. You got that. So you have so many other factors. It's a domino effect of just so many issues that just make it impossible to wrap your head around. And most people will sit there and shame you for leaving. It's like, you need to stay here and fight. How dare you leave? You're running away. You're a coward. Like, isn't the purpose of life to live the best life that you can? Isn't the purpose of life to enjoy it, not sit in a bowl of shit and suffer because everybody else is suffering? Why would I ever jeopardize my entire youth? Why would I ever sacrifice my entire life just to sit in a pool of people that hate me? For many reasons. Even the government, probably. Why? It makes no sense. That is basically like cutting your own toes off and just bleeding out because that is the greatest American achievement ever. No, I'm gonna jet out and leave and find a better place to, thrive. I'm going to do some healing and I'm going to, broaden my horizons. I'm going to learn things. I'm actually going to, see things with my own eyes. Like, I'm not going to wait till I'm 60 or 70 years old when I can't even barely walk up the stairs just to finally get to the mountains that I want to climb. No, I want to climb mountains when I'm young. I want to use the youth and the energy that I have now to go do those kind of things. And it sounds so dumb to just work your entire life, your entire youth away, just to finally enjoy maybe like a day or two and then die. It makes no sense. The amount of brainwashing people have been through is astonishing. And I think people are at a breaking point that they're either ditching or they're crashing out or they're just living off the grid or disappearing. I mean, you got taxes. They just keep getting worse and worse and worse. And now you have just so much chaos. And the internet's not even helping you either. Social media, people consume social media so much. It is basically altering everybody's brains to the point where just one little trend, one little propaganda or hate, next everybody hates each other. But I'd say since I moved out here, I have drinking a lot less, I have smoked a lot less, and I have consumed a lot less social media. I've been more likely, the most I've ever been doing online is actually talking to real people face to face and actually providing value and communicating with, like-minded individuals. But since I've been out here, my mind has completely shifted. I've not had to worry about any of the noise in the States. I haven't had to worry about none of that crazy BS, no toxic people. The only thing I see toxic is people on the internet either talking shit or just being flat out just plain racist and just telling me your kind should not be going anywhere. And it's like, you people will go anywhere else but Africa or that kind of stuff. But I will say, when you leave a toxic environment, you heal and your mind expands. You meet people that are actually genuine. You actually discover integrity because, a lot of people can probably relate with me on this, but a lot of the people that we used to roll with, we used to be with, have all ditched us, betrayed us, done us wrong. We've been done wrong for so many years by our government, our own people, and just the whole environment around us. It's ruined our growth. I could not see myself having kids in America. That's how bad it was. Like, I could not see it took a lot of just observing issues throughout society to realize that I do not see myself marrying. I do not see myself starting a family in America. And I told my dad that, and he perfectly understands. He understands. He said my mom was the last of the good women that he ever is going to know. And then she passed away. He said he's not dating no more. He's not remarrying. He's just gonna chill with his dog because obviously my mom was the best human he's ever known, other than his own mother. But I can say my mom was the last of the good ones. But being in the States, the whole culture is cooked. The whole culture is cooked. I don't see nothing that I could, gain out of it just sticking around, honestly. Like, the same people that I used to know, I don't even know them anymore. And they basically abandoned or ditched me. They don't even see me as a person anymore. They basically exited out of my life as soon as I started elevating. A lot of people exited out of my life as soon as I started elevating. And honestly, if you can't grow without being punished, then why stick around? But I think I'll wrap it up here. Let me know what you think in the comments. give me a like and a subscribe. And if you have any suggestions of what you want to cover or what you want me to cover, just shoot me an email or shoot a comment in the comment section. But other than that, I'm going to cover some more stories. I'm going to cover some stories about my past and what led me up to being where I am. So stay tuned for some more videos, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.